I'm not going to allow for comments on this post, but I wanted to read you a message that someone got from their MAGA friend today. It says, the man I voted for 3 times has delivered the following in 11 months. Groceries, highest ever. Housing, still unaffordable. Farmers are going broke because of the tariffs. Anti-Semitism and race relations are the worst in 60 years. The health insurance doubled, or my health insurance doubled. The VP whom I loved will not disavow the actual neo-Nazis. Tucker Carlson, someone I used to watch on Fox and love, is openly platforming and praising neo-Nazis, and the Christo-fascists openly promoting misogyny and cheering to take away women's rights to vote. Trump and Vance are not only not denouncing them, they are platforming them. So in protest tomorrow, I will be voting straight blue. If it's taken me this long to wake up, I know others are too, you know? I've been voting all my life, voting for the GOP. I have yet to see anything like it. So you can agree or disagree. I don't care. But I am grateful. I am grateful. And part of why I'm grateful is because, and part of why I engage the cult, part of why I talk about them is because Trump has taken so much from us, right? He took my health, with it, COVID being a hoax, and friends not wearing masks and lying about it. So I live with that. Every day I have a reminder of what was taken from me and my savings and everything that went with it just to survive over those years with long COVID. But took lots of my family. Lots of them died. All kinds of things. And so anytime I think I can take something back from Trump, I'm going to take it. And if that means people waking up or me helping them wake up or helping you help them wake up, I'm going to do that because we deserve to have our family back. Because you know what? Everybody's good and everybody's bad. Everybody is a mix of everything and nobody is perfect. And I know we really like to look at this one thing and say, no, but that definitely means they're human beings. That's what it means. That's just what it means. And I feel like the billionaires win and Trump wins when something like that happens and you go in the comments and you still just chew them up because they need that divisiveness to keep their power. They need the divisiveness to make us feel isolated and to make us hate each other and fight. Because if it isn't this, it'll be something else. They need us feeling isolated. They need us feeling depressed. They need us feeling sick to sell us all the shit they want to sell us. They want us on individual algorithms and not communicating in person and having community and being out in third places and stuff like that. They are winning at everything because they are locking us into these algorithms and making us say things that come from a place of our amygdala, which is our fight or flight, which is where our rage is. And it shuts off our prefrontal cortex and we don't talk like we would in person. So lots of times when you guys leave angry comments, I know that if it was in person, that's probably how it would not come out. And that's how it is for both sides. It's the most caveman part of us is what's reacting to everything. And I know ultimately when you let the rage calm, like you're grateful someone woke up to that. It sucks that it takes this long, but that's how human beings are. You know, I was reading the other day that it took people 40 years to be cool with barcodes. When barcodes were implemented in stores, people were like, they're tracking us. The government, like people are paranoid. People believe in conspiracy theories. People are easily tricked into all sorts of things. And that was long before we had algorithms and Fox News and things like that kept them in this really tight bubble where they can't see what you see. And so when we live in different algorithms, we think they have the same one and they see what we see and they just ignore it. And I have a mutual in here who lives in Illinois. He ran for office there. So he knows a lot of the community in that county. And he said he has grown men coming up to him going, yeah, so Trump's trying to make this into a fascist thing. And we need to be armed. And these are MAGA. And they now see that this is turning into a fascist government. They don't like it. Well, you'd think they would have known that, except in those bubbles, it's just not what it looks or sounds like. And if you haven't been in there, it's really hard for you to say, well, I know how it is. Unless you've been in that bubble, you really don't know. And you just kind of have to take their word for it or take the word of it from people who were in there and then got out. And lots of times when they get out, they're fantastic allies. And they help bridge things, and they help teach people how to get people out, whether people believe that or not. Some of us have gotten people out that had no intention of getting out, and it just took enough time and enough accepting of that person, regardless of what they were going to do. You know, like I'm reaching out to family that I haven't talked to a long time, and I'm doing that because fuck Trump, right? When I watch on here and I see everyone mad at MAGA, then it makes me look at my family that votes, so even if they're not MAGA, but they've voted for Trump, just makes me not like them. It makes me irritated by them in ways that it makes it like, well, I didn't like that brother anyway. He was a piece of shit. And it makes us ramp up our hate for our own family. And Trump loves that. I don't want to give it to him. I don't want to give him joy in a hard time. I don't want to give him any family member. So even though I've reached out and we're simply like talking about the Dodgers and things again so that they can start feeling safe around me again, so I'm not going to claw their eyeballs out. I'm taking my family back one step at a time because fuck Donald Trump. Every time we lash out, we do exactly what he wants. We do what the billionaires want us to do. And that is just not okay, not for me. I refuse to let him keep using my rat brain, my lizard brain to see everyone as the ultimate enemy and not be the person who I would be if I just saw them out somewhere. Because usually when you see those people, before you leave, you think, oh, if I see anybody, I see them walking around here all the time in all their Trump shirts. And you know what? My body has calmed down a lot more that I feel like I can interact, because before my fight or flight would kick up, my rage would kick up, and then I would just shun everybody. But when you isolate, they keep just getting propagandized. So isolating doesn't really work, and I'm not telling you what to do. But I am saying, if there's any way that you can make any difference with these people, it is truly a fuck you to Trump. It is a slowly taking back what he has taken from us, that he never had any right to. And anybody can fall into that kind of stuff, whether you believe it or not. So that's where I find my grace is. I have to allow that grace because everybody's human, everybody fucks up. And you if you want to judge the levels of being fucked up, that's your business. But for me, I need that grace because that grace is what hurts Donald Trump. That's what shuts down what he's doing, because people like in that thing I just read, they're seeing the bigger picture finally. And they're actually going, yeah, fascism, not cool. Yeah, neo-Nazis, not cool. And we've always assumed that they're totally cool with that, but most of them really are not. And when they're in that bubble, they just don't know. My mom never, ever would have known that that was going on. She voted, she watched some Fox News, and that was her life. There was nothing pushing up against it until I went back into her life, and I was there every day and made sure we were having the right conversations, and I didn't have her get defensive, and just stayed very calm and very loving and very focused. And when I had to go breathe, I went and breathed, but I didn't make it her problem. I needed her to feel safe enough for that all to start come forward. And maybe this person felt safe enough to finally tell their friend, and I'm glad that they did. So I'm grateful for every person that leaves, because once again, fuck Donald Trump, fuck the elite, fuck the algorithms, and it makes me happy for the people that have been in so much pain, and for the way he was able to break people apart, because slowly we are going to be able to bring these people back. And it'll take a little while for you to get used to that and not feel like you want to choke them every time something gets mad. But I did that work with my mom, and I didn't think I would. And now I have such a wonderful relationship with her, and watching her read her books and documentaries, and she's trying to learn everything. And it's amazing to see her evolve at 78 years old. And I'm grateful that she's able to do that for herself and give herself that gift, and then give that gift back out to the world, even at that age. It's a gift. So I'm not going to let Donald Trump destroy all of that for me, and I'm going to help as many people as I can, because fuck that dude.